Welcome to Maple Grove High School for Northwest Suburban Boys Basketball. It's an all-district 279 matchup tonight. Park Center paying a visit here to take on the Crimson. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Greg Miller. And Greg, boy, both teams really trending in the right direction right now. We've got Park Center having won 7 of their last 8 after a slow start. Maple Grove has won 6 of 7. So overall records maybe not telling the whole story about where these teams are at right now.
And both coaches are smart. They schedule really tough opponents early. That toughens you up. You might not win some of those games, but then you start trending and try to build and build and build. And as we know, both of these teams are perennial state tournament teams because they have elite coaches, and they're 2 of the best programs in the state.
The first one was a little bit of an eye-opener. It was not a good night if you're Park Center. It was a very good night if you're Maple Grove. It ended up running time. They beat them by about 40 points. Fair to say we're probably not going to see that type of game in the rematch.
No, I think, that just happens every once in a while. Both coaches would say it's an anomaly, and, I expect a really competitive game.
Let's talk key players to watch for in this evening's contest, starting with the visitors from Park Center. And Nigel Caldwell's a guy that he can put the ball in the hoop if you leave him a little bit of an opening.
Yeah, he's a shooter, and he can handle the ball very quick. And Park Center has a lot of quickness. He's their leader as far as handling it, so look for big things in the game today from him.
And for Maple Grove, their leading scorer this year is a senior. And Keegan Harney was a good player last year. He's become a very, very good player. To me, one of the better players in the conference this year.
And that's one thing I've noticed about Maple Grove is players who are pretty good as sophomores and juniors, they put a lot of time in. They have a lot of good summer conditioning and programs and stuff. And they develop their players and they get better.
This one definitely, for bragging rights in the district and all that, but for seeding purposes for Section 5 4A, it could turn out to be pretty important. There's some games down the stretch that are going to matter a lot. There's not elite records in the section this year like there have been some years, so there's still a lot to be determined in seeding.
Yeah, it's going to be a wide open section. It's going to be really exciting. Champlin Park looks like right now they might be the best, but the way Park Center and Maple Grove are experienced in playoffs, I expect they'll be right up there in the top 4 seeds and trying to get to the 1 or 2 seeds themselves.
And this season will be at home sites throughout the playoffs this year, unlike in past years, so getting a high seed definitely will matter. Stay tuned, it's the Pirates and the Crimson round 2. Park Center looking for a little payback. Maple Grove hoping for more of the same from the first meeting.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove as the crowd meeting the starters. Not a huge crowd, a Tuesday night game, but decent crowd and looking for some excitement. And I was joking with Coach Ware. I said, did you write down the score of the first meeting on your whiteboard there in the locker room? And he said, well, we kind of did that yesterday a little bit, but yeah, the guys definitely remember. They didn't like the feeling. They were really working, a lot of people who hadn't played varsity ball and hadn't played together that much. And it just kind of looked like it that night. And he said we've kind of found our roles and figured out who we are a lot more from then till now, certainly too. And that sometimes can take a little while.
Yeah, and get beat by that much, that's embarrassing. And I've been on a coach when that's happened, and nobody likes it. It's a bad feeling. And I guarantee that the Park Center guys are going to come out with a lot of energy, and they're really going to try to show that they're not that kind of a team, and they're going to try to get the win here. And of course, Maple Grove, they've been a solid team all season, and they're going to try to show it wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, I'm sure it was drilled into them a little bit that it's not going to come easy. To wipe that one out of your mind too, both ways. Whether you won big or lost big, and that's something that they're stressing. I'm sure Maple Grove has had a lot of illness this week. It sounds like too. So they've got some guys who will be playing, but may definitely not be at full strength. There's a look at the starting lineups. Pirates on the left, and the Crimson on the right. The dynamic sophomore Babu Ann, another guy to watch for Maple Grove, and Abu Keita, we saw him have a pretty good game the first time against Maple Grove, and he looked real good against Armstrong in our previous TV game as well. Another guy to watch certainly for them, and they'll have Manny Jensen coming off the bench tonight too, and a guy that I haven't seen play yet this year, and that sounds like he's a pretty good player as well. So we will see how things shape up here in this one, and very different teams, I think. And Maple Grove too, at that time early in the season, they had a lot of those football guys that were still trying to find their basketball legs too, and I think they're a better team now than they were even then too, even though that night against Park Center everything went really smoothly.
Yeah, I think the key in this game for Park Center is can they pressure and get Maple Grove out of their offense, because they're precision offense generally.
Nathan Ramadka controls the opening tip, and we are underway here as Maple Grove gets first possession. Henry Knutson coming off a nice game against Osseo last Friday. A game the Crimson won by 6. They didn't play especially well. And there's a turnover. Unforced one too, really.
That's how Park Center can create offense too. That time Maple Grove did get back, but Park Center's going to try to generate off turnovers.
Yeah, and somewhat surprisingly, Maple Grove had a lot of fast break points the first time these teams met. And jumper knocked down there by Caldwell.
Yeah, he's a good shooter. He's probably the best shooter that's out there, and that's the guy you got to identify.
Here's Ann driving it into the lane, jump stop, and they kick it around. Keegan Harney. Off the glass, no good. Keita had it, but knocked away. Harney, a little step back, won't go. Ramadka knocks it out deep. Amoda Yinbo gets to it. He's going to go all the way for the layup.
Got that long rebound. He was kind of leaking out, and then he saw the ball was loose. He came back and got it and finished.
So an early 5-0 lead for the Pirates. Already a better start than they had the first time around against the Crimson.
They definitely try to pressure the ball a lot, get their hands on, get some deflections.
Knutson from deep hits it. As I mentioned, had one of his better games the other night against Osseo, and he knocks that one down.
Yeah, that's a pretty shot. The top three-point shooters for Maple Grove have between 38 and 53, so a piece. So they can really shoot it. After those 3 guys, though, then there's really not a lot of other three-point shooting that goes on. But
into the post, Amoda Yinbo with the up and under move on Ramadka. This time it rolls off. He gets it back, though, and scores it.
Great strong post-up. You don't see that as much in today's game. It's nice to see. And he followed his own shot. He's a strong kid.
Yeah, and Ramadka, a true post player the other way, too. One of those screen and rebound and occasionally get the hoop inside. There's Harney for a 3.
Can't leave him open. He's got, I think, over 53s this season.
Averaging 20 a game. His brother Caden is now back, healthy enough to play. He was their quarterback in football, hurt late in the football season, and just coming back now to play basketball. We do expect to see him some tonight.
Oh, good. I remember him last year in the playoff game. He's a good player.
Caldwell's pass, and with the steal. He'll shovel it over to Knutson for the layup. Maple Grove's in front.
Great decision making by Ann on the fast break.
There's Joe Jacobs, the sophomore. Park Center making a couple of early 3s. They go back in front 10-8.
Maple Grove went under on the ball screen, and he just stopped and popped from deep.
And spinning, got it to Ramadka. Wasn't quite ready for that one, otherwise he might have had a shot attempt. Ramadka down the lane and hits. That was not an easy shot.
Oh, high degree of difficulty. Jump hook in midair.
He's one of that football brigade for the Crimson. Here's Keita from the top. That one is short, but Amoda Yinbo runs it down.
It's been a fun game so far. A lot of action.
Pull up won't go for Keita, and Knutson grabs the rebound.
Both teams are playing hard on defense, but the offensive talent is showing through.
Knutson, tough runner. He gets it back himself, had it blocked, goes one more time. That one partially blocked, I think, too.
Great contest by Park Center at the rim.
Jacobs getting things set up here as they get a high pick and roll. Omodiumbo looking to go inside. Omodiumbo will shoot a 3. That one is short, but Keita grabs the rebound. Up and under move, no good, but he was fouled by Knutson. Got him in the air, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Offensive rebounding for both teams is really nice, and that's going to be something that whatever team can box out the best is probably going to have a good chance of winning. Yeah, definitely a high turnover of players for Park Center from the team we saw in the state tournament, but definitely reloaded.
Yeah, but Elmquist Jr. coming in there for Maple Grove. Yeah, and Coach Ware was kind of saying that, it took our guys to realize a little bit that, we're not the same team we were last year. We've got to do things a little different, probably play a little bit slower, and we got to identify, where we want our shots to come from and who we want our shots to come from, and they've certainly made progress in that.
And when you got, pretty much all new guys playing, it takes a while to gel.
Soren Berman knocking down the 3 there as Ann setting him up.
It's a good driving kick.
3 early threes for the Crimson. Omodiumbo inside. Little stutter step move, then his pass hit the rim. It'll be out off Park Center. Trying to throw it back out, and he got the ball up a little too high and slung it into the underside of the basket.
A little 1-2-2 token zone press here. They'll probably switch into a man when they get it over half court.
And leading the charge, little Euro step there, wouldn't go, and Keita the rebound for Park Center.
It was a good play by Ann, he just didn't finish.
Omodiumbo now with Berman on him. Good rotation here, but Crimson get back into pretty decent position. Now Caldwell, though, gets a step in, missing it. And, dangerous one there, but it gets there. And an open look for Elmquist. Boy, everybody can shoot it for this Crimson team. That's already their 4th 3 of the night.
That's a great one more pass. They practice that a lot. You just have drills where you catch it and just swing it one more time and to the open man.
Keita, nice move and off the glass and good. His first bucket. Knutson rotating it around here, and with it at the top, he will shoot that long one. He can shoot the ball too. That time, though, off the back of the rim. Nice rebound by Knutson. And nice dish down low in the reverse. Good for Ramadka.
Great finish by Ramadka. Ramadka and Knutson are really hitting the glass.
Yeah, Maple Grove doesn't have like any of the 6'8", 6'9" guys, but they do have decent size overall. You got some 6'5" guys and some bangers and football guys coming off the bench, and you got a guy like Ann who's thinner at 6'5", but he can really jump.
Good defense here. Shot clock down under 10. You haven't seen that much in this game.
A little up and under try for Jacobs, wouldn't go, and we're going to get was it a foul? No, maybe just out of bounds on Park Center, I think there. There's Elmquist spotting up. And boy, you see more and more, Greg, that, kids and teams practice where that doesn't feel like that long of a shot anymore. You're used to shooting that in all of your drills, and, you do work on your legs and everything. It doesn't take a lot of extra effort to get that ball from that distance.
Yeah, you can't leave people open, like that. You have to get a better closeout or an earlier closeout.
Bo Draheim in there, 25 now for Maple Grove, and he will score it immediately. Caden Harney giving it up to Draheim. From guys from that state championship football team making their presence felt early, 20-14 Grove.
Yeah, having guys who won a state championship on your team, we never did that in football, but we had good football players at Armstrong that played basketball. And I love coaching those guys. Physical, they compete.
Omodiumbo knocking down the 3 there. Park Center back to within 3. Joel Saw, number 15, in there defending the ball for Park Center.
Saw's really quick. He's a transfer from Armstrong. I saw him play last year, and he can defend on the ball.
Back to Keegan Harney. Draheim will swing it to Caden Harney. Mentioned him just coming back off that injury. Draheim attacking, and then Elmquist. Under 5 on the shot clock. Elmquist dribbling in, missed it.
That's a tough shot, that contested pull-up jumper. That's good defense by Park Center in that possession. Park Center really trying to get their back to the basket with their two bigs.
Yeah, Modi Inbo's been really aggressive offensively, more than I maybe have seen in some games.
And he's a good facilitator too. I think they trust him down there.
Here's Keita. Knocks down the short jumper. Nice hoop for him. He doesn't force things. He knows what he's good at, really, and he sticks to it, it seems like.
I mean, they're kind of like twin towers. They're not that super tall, but they're so strong. And for high school, those are two really good big men.
Keegan Harney stumbled a little bit, and then his pass is behind Draheim. He just didn't look in sync on that one as he lost his footing a little bit. But watch this play. Great passing, and then Caden Harney giving it to Draheim.
And that's the thing that's taught, too. When a guy drives baseline, you slide right to the middle of the floor like that. You can tell they've been well schooled in moving to the open spaces.
Yeah, travel call there.
I like what they're doing there, a little high-low.
There's a look at Coach Ware, and obviously it's not been the type of season that they'd been accustomed to, but getting things going in the right direction for sure. And I was happy to hear tonight that with Maple Grove is moving to the Lake Conference, but it sounds like these two definitely intend to still keep playing.
That's good. That's going to be a good fit for Maple Grove moving to the Lake. They'll definitely improve the quality of the lake. And the lake's already really good.
Jacob Urbanek, number 14 in there, another of those football guys for Maple Grove. And getting an open look from Keegan Harney, and knocks down the 3, his first bucket.
What a great pass, left-handed on the baseline. That's another thing in modern game everyone works on, just a baseline drive, baseline drift, throw it to the corner. It's a shot you practice a million times.
Not going to lie, Greg, we would have been yelled at for throwing a one-hand pass on the baseline like
True.
that. There's Keita laying it inside for the Pirates.
Park Center knows their identity, and I think they've probably discovered that as the year goes on. Let's get the ball inside to our bigs, and we can kick it out to shooters.
And it rolls in. I thought the ball might actually stop and just stay there on the back of the rim. You don't see that often, but it almost did. 4-point lead again for Maple Grove is Babacar and getting his second bucket.
Maple Grove likes to play fast pace. They get the ball, and the shot is within 10 seconds of the shot clock.
Keita winning the race inside. Draheim got caught behind him and will pick up the foul. Gosh, I hate to jinx anything, but we've had almost a foul-free first half here.
Yeah, it's been a well-officiated game and a really clean, well-played game.
Look at those last couple buckets.
That was a great finish, great touch.
Now, you could make the case, I think both coaches might say, if you get into near halftime with no fouls, it might mean you're not defending hard enough too.
True. That last play was a set play that Park Center runs a lot. I've seen Hopkins run that play a lot too. They just back screen on the backside. They get layups out of it when they really need a bucket.
Yeah, the thing is, even if it doesn't work directly, it can get the defense scrambling.
True.
Ten points already for Keita. They've been perfect at the free throw line. Maple Grove's yet to shoot a free throw. And that's how Park Center stay within 2 here, 25-23. About 7.5 to go in the first half.
That's really important that Keita can shoot like that free throws because he's going to get fouled a lot. He's got beautiful form.
Ramadka backing down against Caldwell. Off the glass and good. Well, that's a guy they didn't ask for much offense last year, but obviously his confidence is growing. He's got 3 hoops.
Yeah, Crab dribbled in there, and that's another thing they teach at Maple Grove, to get an ISO one-on-one. They practice that all the time with their bigs.
Keita with Knutson now on him, and there's another hoop.
That's a tough shot. I thought he was going to use glass, and he just kind of did a fadeaway, but great touch. He's a good player.
2-point game again, Maple Grove leading. It's been an entertaining first half here.
Yeah, both teams play different styles, and it's fun to watch the contrasting styles.
And it knocked away briefly. Almquist loading up, but can't get the three to go this time. Caldwell the rebound. Keita this time looking inside to Omodiimbo. Goes up through the defender and scores. It's a tough hoop. He didn't get the foul call, but he still stayed concentrating and ties it up.
That's a grown man move right there.
Gonna get a bump here going against Jensen.
I really enjoy watching how Park Center is playing because you don't see it very much anymore. Two guys just posting up hard, and truthfully, it's hard to defend because you don't see it much. You know, they got good big guys on Maple Grove, but most teams are just spreading the floor, and you're used to closing out, and you're not used to guarding in the post like that. They might have to bring some doubles and stuff. You know, probably at halftime adjustment.
And get another foul call there against Jensen, so he's kind of in the wrong place, wrong time there, coming off the bench and picks up another. They've done a good job against Keegan Harney. He has that 1-3, but that's been it. I had a couple nice passes too, but there you see, got a little bit behind and bumped him. Keegan Harney an up fake there, then gives it up for Knutsen's three, no good, and keeps it alive and gets it. Back out, and we'll swing it around. And there's Soren Berman open for a three, his second three, Maple Grove. We're not just saying it that a lot of the different guys can shoot threes, they're proving it tonight.
And the offensive rebound, and that's a good time to make threes after you get an offensive rebound and kick it out because the defense is in scramble mode.
Jensen a pull-up jumper and knocks that one down.
Yeah, he's got a scholarship offer to Mankato, according to my sources. I guess he's a really good defender, and his offensive game is improving. But you can see he's got really long arms, and he's 6'6". That's a beautiful shot there.
Crimson leading by 1, a little over 5 to go in the opening half. Keegan Harney giving it up, Berman back out. Romadka will even be getting the green light for three, but that one no good, and Keita rebounds. Omodiimbo really posting up. He and Romadka mixing it up. Saw back out Jensen. He'll give it to Keita. Looking to attack on Knutsen. A little half hook is good. Wow, he's got a good variety in that post-game baseline, just in that 10 to 12 foot range.
Mid-post area is really good. Yeah, great touch so far.
Park Center back in front by a point.
It's a great ball game, and then I really love watching Maple Grove play their style of dribble drive and spread the floor. Contrasting style.
A little bit of a force that time by Harney, and then a block on that first attempt. And now trying to run it back, but Harney that passes over his head. Look at these last passes, the extra pass here, and kicking it over, and Soren Berman lining it up and ready to go.
Yeah, beautiful offense started by a paint touch, and then Maple Grove knows how to rotate the ball. Had the defense in scramble mode.
Boy, and knocking down threes is so much easier if you've got that extra step before the defender can close out. If they're, shooting directly over hands is not that easy, but if you've got a little space, it becomes that much easier. Oh, Keita that time, about the first mistake he's made tonight is he shuffled his feet, trying to get into better angle to go up on the glass.
They ran that same back screen set play again. They do it a lot of times off a dead ball.
We give Keegan Harney a break from bringing it up this time. Now he gets possession. And with the shot fake and whips it down low. Here's Keegan Harney. That time no good. Out of bounds off of Park Center's Caldwell. So look at Nick Schroeder, the Crimson head coach, and talking to him a little bit about how things will change going into the lake. He said it's a smaller conference, but actually we will play everybody twice, whereas in the Northwest Suburban now it's been a single round, so it's actually going to be one more conference game for them next year. Knocked out of bounds by Saw as Ann cut between two players and received that pass. But he was saying the plan right now is that they'll keep playing Park Center and keep playing Osseo and probably Champlain Park, it sounds like, too, and maybe Totino Grace, some of the top teams and the closer teams in the Northwest Suburban. Harney's shot bouncing off the back of the rim and then hitting the strap, holding that backboard in place.
It's kind of an off-balance shot off one leg there. You could probably get a better one than that, but he's an elite scorer, so he probably made that shot. The thing you're talking about, the Lake Conference too, you get to schedule more non-conference games. When you're in the Northwest Suburban, there's so many teams, and you don't get to schedule as many non-conference games. And there's some teams, to be honest, that aren't as good as they used to be. The programs are down a little bit. So for Maple Grove, they don't even really want to play those teams very much because it's not going to get you better for the playoffs. So they're going to have a loaded schedule, I guarantee you, next year.
Keita, wow. Looked like pretty good D. It looked like he was going to be forced to pass it out, and he realized, I've still got a decent enough angle to get this little jump hook up. 33-30, Pirates. Berman loses it on the dribble, then a foul on Harney.
Joel Saw with great defense there. He's very quick, got long arms, and it's the second time he's got a turnover.
Have a timeout taken here. There's a look as Mills was fouled driving that ball, and Harney a little bit frustrated here. Is still not in the bonus, though, of course. That's just the third foul on Maple Grove and a couple on Park Center. So, like I said, I don't want to jinx anything, but fairly foul-free first half. Park Center's got to be happy overall. I mean, they've come out and played certainly a whole lot better than they did the first time around against the Crimson.
And they're doing it old school. They're scoring in the paint, and those are some high difficulty shots. So I think if I'm Maple Grove too, I'm probably going to probably still play man-to-man and hope some of those shots start to miss. But if they keep making them early in the second half, I think they're probably going to have to make some kind of strategy adjustment. But I'd also say that Park Center, they got to crank up pressure even more as the game goes on and try to create some more turnovers like they just did there. And I know that's one thing Nick does not want.
Yeah, Keita already 6 field goals and total of 16 points. And then Amodienbo has got 3 2s and a 3. Yeah, they've been almost exclusively looking to. It's kind of one of those things where let's do this until they prove they can stop it. No reason not to.
It's hard to match up with two strong guys like that too. And, have two guys who can defend that, and so far they haven't been able to.
No, and it feels like even on, in particular, the last one, even when it was pretty good defense, they've been able to score over it a few times.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can play defense in the post. They're just playing straight behind, trying to push them out as far as they can. I mean, you can do 3 quarters if you want. You can front. You can tell they don't like to do that because they got some pretty long guys. You can bring some help. You can fake some help. So right now they're just playing one-on-one straight behind and daring them to score over them, and they're doing it.
Amodienbo looked inside, but that time wasn't a lot of room to get it, so they'll bring it back out. Keita attacking from the wing, knocked loose. That time a double arrived. Let's see, it is out off of Maple Grove, but they at least made him uncomfortable a little bit there.
Yeah, they pushed him out away from the hoop.
And now we're going to have a timeout. Park Center, I don't think Coach Ware saw what he wanted to see coming out of that last one, and they'll take the opportunity to talk it over here. 2:26 to go in this opening half. As we mentioned, both teams quite hot of late. Maple Grove, they'll be over at Rogers on Thursday night, and then they host Spring Lake Park coming up on Monday. We got another night of Monday games in the Northwest Suburban for Park Center. They've got Osseo, their other district rival, at home at Park Center on Thursday, and then they go to Totino Grace on Monday.
Yeah, when I was looking at the Northwest Conference standings, I saw that Totino is undefeated still, 6-0 in the conference, and Anoka is like 8-1. I mean, Anoka's really a surprise team to a lot of people. Champlain Park's really good, so it's a really good conference like usual. The top half is always really solid, and then sometimes the bottom half is a little bit weak.
Keita dropping that one in. 5-point lead for Park Center. Boy, they ran it a little better out of that timeout.
Yeah.
Knutson on the drive, no good, but he was fouled. Amoto-Yinbo got just a step behind him there and tried to body up, but bumped him as he was going up for that shot.
Yeah, his arms are straight up, but he definitely got him with the lower body.
So Knutson to the free throw line. Actually, will be the first free throws for Maple Grove here tonight. And that one did not look good.
No.
Bends his legs a lot better that time and gets the second one to fall. So a 4-point lead for Park Center. Tried to go into Keita that time, a little more help. Amoto-Yinbo, a high arcing three, and he makes it.
That was a tough shot.
Boy, I think Maple Grove coming into the night would have said, yeah, we'll give him that. But and there's Saw up with the steal for the Pirates, all the way for the layup.
And Saw brings a different dimension with that on-ball defense. And you get Park Center some easy buckets.
9-point lead for the Pirates, a minute and a half to go. They weren't satisfied to just be ahead. They're extending the lead now.
Yeah, Park Center senses sharks in the water here.
And with the finger roll, no good. Keita, the rebound and long outlet. And that one kind of forced up there, but Amoto-Yinbo will get it back. Keita scores again.
Looked like an and one to me, but man, he hung up in the air a long time. Great pass, too.
11-point Park Center lead. Everything going right for the Pirates right now. Look at Amoto-Yinbo. Pretty good D there, and that one bounced around and dropped, and then Saw up with the clean steal and layup. Wasn't that long ago that Maple Grove was ahead. Park Center has really surged. Under a minute to play in this first half.
Ooh.
And that'll be an illegal screen. Ramatka, I think.
They'll set play an elevator screen where they try to squish their shoulders together as you're running through, and you got to get set before he gets there. They sandwiched him. Bam. Good call.
He kind of threw his hip into him a little bit, it looked like, too, there. So Park Center with the ball and an 11-point lead, looking good in this first half. Keita will shoot that three, and no good.
I still think Maple Grove wants those guys shooting those long threes like that rather than posting up like they were earlier. Now they made one of them, but.
Keegan Harney cut off. Ramatka, the spin move, but no good. And Amoto-Yinbo the rebound. Here's Saw, 2-on-1. And no good, but he was fouled by Knutson. Might have had a pass to Keita there, but he did draw the contact.
Earlier in the half, Park Center was content to get the rebound, kind of walk the ball up the floor, and it really worked well for them. They got the ball inside, but now, especially with Saw in the game, they are getting the ball and going, and it's giving Maple Grove some problems.
Joel Saw to the line here, and 15 seconds remaining. Pirates been good at the free throw line tonight as well. Another thing that I think has improved for them. Yeah, of course, it just as I say that, but still, that's their first miss. Grayheim checking back in here for Maple Grove. And missed a pair. Maple Grove get it up court quickly here. Caden Harney and Ramatka. Now
Whoa.
Keegan Harney, a very long three, no good. Grayheim runs it down, knocked away before he can get a shot up, and there'll be 1.1 left. I think Keegan Harney might have thought there was a little less time left than there was. He was a good, 6 feet behind the line.
Yeah, he was at the volleyball line, almost at the logo. See
if they get one more opportunity here. Official telling the Guys aren't cleaning up. I think that's nice to not just throw a foul on somebody there because they're kind of both doing it. Here's Ann stepping back for three. No good. And Park Center coming on strong late in the half. Played a good first half overall, but really closed strong. And the Pirates will take an 11-point lead into halftime. Park Center 42, Maple Grove 31. We'll have first half highlights and then what should be a good second half of basketball coming up here on CCX.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Well, a very different game than the first time these teams played. Maple Grove won big that night over at Park Center. Pirates have made big strides. They lead it by 11 here at halftime of our District 279 matchup in boys basketball on CCX Sports. As we check out some highlights from the first half, and both these teams are known for being pretty good defensively, but we saw some good offense in the first half as well. Jumper knocked down early there for PC, and then Knutson answering from the top. But a lot of inside work for the Pirates, and two guys getting that done. Amote Yinbo right there with the putback. Meanwhile, a lot of early threes for Maple Grove. Here you see a nice dish, Draheim from Caden Harney right after they both came off the bench. And Amote Yinbo showing his ability to knock it down from on top too, after doing a lot of post-up work inside. And then Keita, my gosh, what a half he had. He used a lot of edge of the lane hoops for him, and some jump hooks, some turnaround jumpers. He had what would be a good night for most people. He already has a 20-point half. There's Soren Berman knocking down a couple of threes for the Crimson, but later in the half they weren't getting as many open looks. There's Keita with that jump hook, even despite pretty good D on that one. And then they'll get a steal as they throw a double on Ann, and Saw strips it and scores it. This was part of their run at the end of the half as Park Center opening it up, and the two inside guys really leading the way with 32 of their 42 points. Keita, that's probably one of the better halves I've seen for a long time for anybody.
Yeah, he's outstanding, and the fact that they have two guys that can get in there and get big and strong is huge. And I hope they, for Park Center's sake, that they stick with that and know where their bread is buttered and keep that going, because that's very effective.
We don't see Keegan Harney or Babacar Ann on that list for Maple Grove. They have not had great first halves offensively. Three guys with 6 points for the Crimson. We will take a timeout and come back with our second half of basketball. Concession stand doing some business out in the lobby here at Maple Grove. Thanks for joining us for Northwest Suburban Boys Basketball on CCX.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on, because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Pretzels. 42-31 Park Center leading Maple Grove as we get set for our second half of basketball. And Greg, obviously you look to make adjustments at halftime. If you're Maple Grove, first of all, what do they need to do different?
I think they need to come up with a different plan on guarding the post. Maybe get some double teams and rotate, or at least fake like you're going to double team. And then I also think that they went cold, didn't get really good shots at the end of the half, and just they're playing pretty good though as far as moving the ball and just keep their offensive game going.
For Park Center, fair to say more of the same would do in large part get the job done for them.
Yeah, don't fall in love with the three if you're the two bigs. Keep pounding them in the paint and hitting the boards. And it looks like Park Center is getting comfortable in their roles as a team. Probably early in the season, like everyone's wondering, who's the main players and stuff. And right now they look really like they're playing really well together.
Caldwell a shot fake. Drive into traffic. Ramadka up with the steal as Mills got kind of caught in between there. Harney back out. And Berman's three no good. Nice rebound though by Knudsen. Berman this time driving it, left it short.
Park Center's playing really solid defense. They're in good position. They gambled a little bit at the beginning of the possession that got them out of sync, but after that they stayed strong, they wall up, and they only let them take one shot.
Mills down the lane, that one knocked away, but Ann was on the baseline as he tried to save that one. Mills got kind of caught. I think he was actually trying to pass it, but in that point he was out of room to do much.
I thought he probably should have thrown it in the post right at the beginning. He had his big man open and decided to drive.
They go to Keita here, and this time there is a little hint of a double. Step back jumper, no good. And let's see, it's out of bounds off of Park Center. Motoyinbo trying to knock that one free. And he was trying to say that maybe it gone off of the Crimson, but.
That's a high degree of difficulty shot. He was making those in the first half.
Oh yeah, it did. It looks like maybe hit Motoyinbo's hand and then missed Ramadka's foot on the way out.
Good ball pressure.
And Mills getting up defensively. They've made Harney work. Harney, nice dish, and Ramadka lays it in.
Look at a mix up there on the ball screen coverage. Two guys went to the ball, and I don't think they were switching that. I thought it was supposed to be a hedge and then get back quick.
Yeah, just that little split second of indecision left him open. Here's Keita. Now the double comes from the top, but it'll be a foul on the reach-in.
I mean, Park Center really hasn't proven that they're great three-point shooters, so that's a smart move, I think, to double from the top where the three-point shooter is. Although he is a good shooter, but you can rotate to the couple guys who can shoot it.
Throw the lob inside, but it didn't get there cleanly. Now Ann dropping it back. Keegan Harney trying to get him spaced out correctly here. Swing it to Knudsen. Pretty good closeout there by Motoyinbo, and then they near steal. Clock, of course, didn't reset there. And out to Knudsen. Contested three, and he nails it.
Oh.
So Maple Grove back to within 6.
Yeah, Maple Grove's going to make their run.
And Berman got a hand on it, but couldn't control it. Yeah, I feel like, the first half, offensively, they could say we're not too far from where we wanted to be. It's giving up 42 that they didn't like.
Right, and again, mainly in their two posts had 32 points, so most of those in the paint, couple three-pointers, but looks like they made an adjustment right away to start the second half.
Yeah, and even that first miss by Keita, just the little hesitation of a double team coming made him go out another foot or two. And there, though, is Motoyinbo scoring that one inside.
Kind of a little push shot from 8 feet. Those are not easy shots to make. Both of those guys have good touch.
And he seems to be able to score with either hand, too. I remember being confused in the previous game. Was he right or left-handed? Here's Harney off the glass and good. Missed his second field goal of the night.
It was a good drive. They practice that all the time, driving that lane line, and shot it with with one hand on the ball. Illegal screen. No.
No, going to be against the defense there.
I thought the Park Center screener kind of had his arms up, pushing on the chest.
Keegan Harney will pick up the foul. His second. Again, very limited fouls in the first half, so nobody's really in trouble. I think they're going to be talking about the shot clock, perhaps, what it should have been set to.
Oh, yeah.
Jacobs looking to turn the corner. Their perimeter guys have had to be a little unselfish tonight with the, mainly throwing it into the post in the first half, and with good reason.
Yeah, they're executing the game plan.
Modiimbo with a fadeaway there that wouldn't go.
It's not easy to get buy-in from perimeter players sometimes on that kind of thing. So that's good job coaching and a good job at receiving the coaching by the Park Center guys.
And especially in this day and age when you're not used to, post games being a big emphasis anymore.
Sure.
Keita knocking that one away from Harney. It'll stay with Maple Grove.
And it's not like the Park Center guys have a tall advantage. They just more have like the strength down there and great touch around the hoop.
Ramadka giving it back to Harney. Then Ramadka backing his way.
Yeah.
That's going to be an illegal screen on Ramadka. It was just a little too obvious. He was kind of backing his way into the defender to try and give him some room.
Definitely was trying to make it look like a roll, and he was just bulldozing them.
Six-point lead for Park Center. They were up 11 at halftime. Maple Grove coming out with a decent start to half number 2, but they've still got a little more ground to make up. Park Center looking to get their offense going again. They just have one bucket so far in this half.
They're very patient in the half court. They got some good fast break buckets at the end of the first half. They haven't got any of those so far.
Modiimbo caught it at 15, now goes inside, bumps off the defender there, saved it, but Knudsen a good read to grab that. Now Keegan Harney down the lane, blocked, but a foul, and Caldwell thought he had basketball there, but they'll catch him for the foul, and Harney goes to the free throw line.
You have to see if the body gets hit here.
I don't think so.
No.
It had to be up high or nothing there, and he ruled that he got him on the arm. See if we can see it better from this angle. Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Got him on the hand after he released it. NBA, it's not a foul. In high school, it is.
Free throw is good as the Saw coming off the bench there for Park Center. He provided a spark late in the first half.
Harney's really trying to drive hard to start this second half. I think he was probably challenged by the coaches to try to get to the rim.
Free throw good, and from what I understand, Keegan was one of the guys who's not feeling too well coming into tonight, and that, you kind of battling through. I'm sure there's guys in both teams. The illness has been going around quite a bit. Urbanek coming back in there for Maple Grove. So a 4-point lead as Harney able to make them both. Keita with it out high. Omotiinbo down low on that high-low and scores it again. Tough hoop there, powering through the defender.
So you got Manny Jensen back in the game, and Joel Saw. That's their kind of quick substitution guys. The guys who are really good ball pressure.
And looking to Ramadka, but he's out of ways. He's got a smaller defender on him. We're going to get a blocking foul as Caldwell trying to draw the charge, and then the post player Ramadka kind of tripped over him. That's a tough spot to get into for, obviously he's given up a lot of size there.
Yeah, looked like a flop to me, but you really got to take the hit if you're going to get that call.
And a nice spin to the hoop by Ramatka. He's had a nice offensive night, 10 points. Saw the driving dish, knocked away though, and got his hand in there. And then Robbinsdale came up with it.
Maple Grove's amped up the defense this half. They're getting their hands on things. They're really helping each other and definitely playing a more collective defensive game.
And as fouled as he goes to the hoop. Keita will pick this one up, I believe, there. Be his first. And there's another guy that wasn't feeling well coming in. Oh yeah, that was all arm there.
Yeah, it's funny that a player, what they see, compared to what the video shows, he just slapped him on the arm and arguing with the ref. You see it at all levels. And, the next day, you watch the film and everyone sees, oh wow. But in the heat of the moment, it's hard to know. So Coach Ware right now, he's got to get his guys regrouped. Maple Grove's making a run, and they lost to him the first time. Maple Grove has full confidence they're going to come back and win this. So this will be a good challenge for Park Center to see if they can withstand the run and get on a little run of their own. Coach Ware is bringing the intensity here in the timeout.
And you don't want to get used to losing, but I feel like sometimes when you get a few early losses, it maybe a little bit takes the pressure off. It isn't like, oh, what's our ranking this week, or are we 9-0 and all that kind of thing. Then you can kind of just regroup and build from there. And again, not like either team is remotely satisfied with losing some of those games, but
yeah, it's all about building towards the end of the season. And right now we are in the dog days of the season. It's tough. You've been grinding it out. You had all preseason just to get ready for the season. And now we're a couple months in with a couple of months to go if you make a state tournament run. So now is when the teams really start to make their push to, they get their rotation set and just try to get really good at playing, together and playing as a team.
Yeah, and you come to realize, too, that to be blunt about it, nobody really cares if you have injuries or illness. It's just you don't have a little asterisk put by it in your schedule or anything. It's either a win or a loss, regardless of how healthy you were or weren't that night individually and as a group. And
both of these programs have players, they have depth, guys that we don't even know about that are good players that playing on their JVs and stuff. So if they're given an opportunity, they're going to come in a lot of times and play well too. But I think both teams are playing a good game today. It's been an entertaining game for sure.
And gets 1 out of 2, so it's a 3-point lead for Park Center. Here's Amodienbo attacking. He was fouled. Flashed into the lane and took that ball up strong, and Robbinsdale picking up the foul.
Yeah, that was a great duck in there by Temi. Just got his hip in there, established position, and it's not an easy pass to make that diagonal pass. They're really looking for each other in the high lows.
When it's not always an easy thing to be willing to create and take that contact like that, because you may not always get the call, and it may not feel that great when you hit the floor hard and all that, but it's the right play to make when you get the defender a little bit caught behind you.
Yeah, and the guy he was doing it to is a big, strong kid himself.
Yeah, it's interesting how much more aggressive Temi has been offensively in this game than, I think I've seen the Pirates twice this year, and he just, not that he didn't play well or whatever, but just wasn't nearly the factor offensively that he's been tonight.
Yeah, they've made a conscious decision to post him up, and I think that's going to bode well for them as they move on in the season.
Missed them both, but Keita rebounds, so they'll get another crack at it. Saw giving it up. Jensen shooting, no good. Keegan Harney first to the rebound. Crimson have a chance to tie with a three-pointer. They've done a good job on Ann tonight.
Yeah, I haven't really been talking about him very much because he's been pretty quiet.
Into Ramadka. Here's his little jump hook. He's showing Keita that he's got a little bit of offensive skill as well. Crimson within 1.
He's a nice player. I remember watching him last year and thinking that he didn't play that much, but when he got in, he was tough.
And that'll be a hold on Robbinsdale as Yunbo was trying to cut. He was trying to not let him cut, and he got his arm unhooked him. Lofted way out top. Saw giving it to Jensen. He will take that three from the wing. It's no good, and all Crimson on the board as Knutson grabs it.
They're really packing the paint now and trying to force him to shoot threes.
Keegan Harney, the drive and dish from Modka back out, and good D by Jensen, though.
Yeah, Park Center's got guys who can guard Ann, and they've been giving him some trouble.
Knutson. Tough shot there, but he gets it to go.
That's good defense by Park Center, just better offense, or better individual play anyway.
So Crimson back in front on that Henry Knutson jumper, and I agree, Park Center did what they wanted to do there defensively, but sometimes you just got to tip the cap. We're going to get an offensive foul on Keita, or is it on the screener perhaps?
I think on number 2, the screener, yeah. Jensen probably.
Yep, you're right. Ooh, that'll be his third in fairly limited minutes, so they get Jensen number 2 and trying to free up Keita.
They used to run that as a set play, but now it looks like it's just part of their transition offense. They just do it every single time, and that time it was a moving screen.
Knutson going to the hoop, no good. And here come the Pirates back the other way to Jensen. Not a bad way to get back in front there for the Pirates.
Yeah, Park Center is an interesting team, how they play, right? They play methodical on offense. They play solid defense in the half court. But then they can get on a run when they get some transition going. And not many people in the state can do that right there.
And nice lob, and he was kind of far from the basket. I was wondering if Jensen was going to be able to reach it, and he did.
Yeah, it's super athletic. It's a high vertical jump and a great pass, too, by a big man.
And then they got the foul on Ann. So Park Center back in front. Oh, that one way off, but Keita grabs the offensive rebound. He missed it. He was making most of those in the first half. He had 20 in the first half, none so far in the second. And we are going to get, let's see, is this going to be a foul on the screener? No, they're going to get it against Jensen of Park Center, looks like. He has picked up 4 fouls in probably, 6 minutes of playing time, maybe, roughly. Sometimes you just wrong spot, wrong time.
And he's very active, and he's doing some good stuff, but he just hasn't been able to stay on the court.
And to Ramadka, I think it's important for both teams, too, to not get caught up in some of the stuff where you're going to prove that you can't guard me or you can't screen me. I mean, you want to play tough and all that, and that's great, but just, you don't want to kind of let it get to you in your head and commit fouls.
And I think a lot of times they watch a lot of NBA, and I do too, and they call that on the screener a lot.
Nice pass fake, and Caldwell buries the 3, his second 3 of the night. Hasn't had a lot of shot attempts, but making him count. 51-47, Pirates by 4.
I heard Caldwell was their best shooter, and he's got a nice stroke. They need that. They need to hit.
Timeout, Nick Schroeder.
They need to hit some threes to, get them to come out and get their big guys some more one-on-one coverage.
So Park Center answering that Maple Grove surge that had given the Crimson the lead back. And now the Pirates leading it by 4, a little under 9 minutes to go.
These are the kind of games you want. You want close games against good competition because you're going to learn a lot from the film, the way this game plays out, things you can do. And also the guys just trying to prove themselves, that, hey, we can make winning plays at the end. Be interesting to see what happens.
Look at the standings in the conference as Maple Grove handed Champlain Park their only league loss. And Maple Grove and Totino undefeated in the conference, and then down and sorry Greg Armstrong.
Yeah,
not very near the top there, and
that's unusual. I don't like to see that, but hey, down years happen.
Okay, and then look for your opportunity to strike. Okay? All right, here we go. Big stop right here. Big stop. And I want to play in transition. Hey, finish on me,
Coach
finish on
Ware
me.
said big stop right here. And that's where you try to piece together a few at a time. And you say, can we get one stop? Yeah, we can. And how about another one the next time down? That's
we used to do
long term and short term at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, we used to do a drill called stop, score, stop, and if you could do that, or score, stop, score, get 3 in a row like that. I know Patino, when he coached the Gophers, he said if you could get 3 stops in a row, they call that a kill, and that's a big task. And try to get some separation too. Get that game back up to like an 8 points, so you feel a little bit more comfortable if you're Park Center. But that's going to be tough to do against Maple Grove.
Keegan Harney has this one blocked. Keita is going to shoot that 3, no good. And Knutson the rebound. You mentioned coming into the half, their big guys like to not see him fall in love with shooting from the outside.
Yeah, especially with no passing. I mean, there's no way that they want that shot. Move the ball around, and if you get that after a penetration and kick, then that's fine, but not just dribbling up there and shooting it.
And there's another steal for Saw, and he is fouled. Great job jumping into the passing lane there and picked that one off. Got some quick guys out here for Park Center, and he might be as quick as any of them, especially with the defensive end.
Yeah, he's very aggressive. He's giving a great spark off the bench. He's not trying to shoot a bunch of shots or anything. He's just playing his role, and that's playing defense and getting steals.
Saw was 0 for 2 at the line the first time. This time he makes it. That was the 3rd foul, by the way, in Keegan Harney. We've only got 8 minutes to go, so it's not panic time, but if we were to pick up another one quickly here, then that would definitely be an issue. Ooh, that one an air ball. But did make one of them, so 5-point PC lead. And that allows them, even though they missed the second one, to set up pressure.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen the full court man pressure. We've seen some little zone pressure, but this is more intense.
Yeah, they've really made Keegan Harney work for everything he's got tonight. I like the job they've done on him. Ramadka over to Draheim.
Park Center's locked in on D. They're closing out with both hands high. Really connected right now. Making it hard, like you said.
Keegan Harney will shoot and make that 3, though.
What a shot. I mean, again, that's really good defense by Park Center. Just a great individual play by Maple Grove.
The lead is 2 for the Pirates. Keita looking to Omotienbo. Draheim on him. Caldwell. And now Saw coming out to get it. Under 10 to go on the shot clock. Saw. Here's Caldwell. That one's an air ball.
A good contest. They didn't really leave Caldwell. He just barely, like you said it earlier, it's hard to make a shot with a guy on you that close.
Harney getting a little step, then cut off.
Oh.
Collision there. Thought he saw an opportunity for the steal, and he just kind of ran through.
And I think Saw might have got the worst of that one with his shoulder into the big fella.
There's Caden Harney coming back in here for Maple Grove. Again, he's just bouncing back from that football injury after leading the Crimson as their quarterback or helping them to a state title.
Maple Grove has got some elite athletes out there. I mean, you got guys who you can just tell been in the weight room, really lean, long, good football players, and good skilled players.
Draheim carried it, I think, yeah. A lot of times they don't call that as much as they used to, but I think that was the right call.
Yeah. Yeah, they practice that dribble drive offense. They got it from, I talked about this last year, they got it from Bethel. And every person on the team is supposed to, works on that, just being able to take 3 hard dribbles down the lane.
Pirates by 2. Here's Jensen lining up at 3, but it won't go, and Ramadka the rebound. I think the defensive intensity's kind of picked up both ways now, so buckets are not as easy to come by as they had been for a while.
Yeah, that was a good look, but he just missed it.
Keegan Harney spinning away off that screen, but good recovery defensively by Jacobs. Caden Harney cut off.
Wow.
Keegan Harney from the top, no good. Caden Harney, though, grabs the rebound. Underneath, Ramadka, tough catch, and then his pass hits the back of the backboard.
Those long shots produce long rebounds, and the Crimson got it, but got themselves in a bad situation under the hoop there.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a good idea by Caden Harney, but not a real good pass. It was, it ended up being a tough one for Ramadka to reach.
Yeah.
A timeout here with Park Center still leading it by 2 at 52-50. They had 42 points in the first half, and they only have 10 here in the second, but it's been enough to keep them in the lead. As we kind of talked about, buckets have been a lot harder to come by as the teams have locked in, and sometimes you talk in practice all week about what we're going to do and everything too, but when you see a team in the first half, then it kind of sinks in a little bit. Okay, this is what this guy's doing well. This is what we can take away, and you see it firsthand on the court. And we're seeing guys really having to work for everything right now.
And sometimes when you're behind, it's actually a little bit easier as a coach because you can see what they're doing to be successful against you, and you can counter it. Whereas if you're ahead, we just want to keep doing what we're doing. And we know they're going to make some adjustments, and then during the middle of the second half, it's more difficult to do. Both of these guys are great coaches, so they're going to make good adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely. And a more normal foul situation in this half. The first half hardly had any. We've got 7 now in Maple Grove, 6 on Park Center, so we'll be
So free throw shooting is going to be important here down the stretch.
Yeah. See if they can get something inside again out of that timeout. Jacobs steps around a screen. He missed it, and Knutson a good rebound.
It's good defense there. Most teams nowadays will give up a pull-up jumper, even though it was open. That's kind of the way defenses play now. They don't want you to shoot threes or layups.
Knutson for 3, and Maple Grove's back in front. Great quick return pass there by Ann, too. The defense backed off just a touch, and he just flicked it right back to him. That was a good assist as well as a good shot. Keita with it at the free throw line. He'll pull up from 15. That one is short. They've done a better job of at least forcing him to shoot a little bit longer shots this half.
Definitely. Much better on defense. I'm sure that's what Maple Grove coaches emphasize at halftime. You can't let them just get position down there.
And fumbled it a little, but gets it back out. Maple Grove would like to have a good long possession ending with a good clean look. Harney cut off, then he'll turn and fire as the D backed off, but he missed it.
Good rebound.
Keita the rebound will get a foul on Ramadka. As Keita maybe would have traveled, but they rule that it was because he was fouled first. Another look at that return, little brush screen got him open.
Yeah, when you know you're getting that brush screen, it's kind of a set play. You know right when you catch it, you're going to shoot it no matter what. So even if they're on you, you feel confident. And these guys are long. Knutson's 6'5" and got a pure stroke.
Keita has not scored in the second half, and he missed the free throw. That was another thing he did very well in the first half, make free throws, but not there. And that was the front end of a 1-and-1. So Maple Grove up by 1 has the ball. Jensen with those 4 fouls back in there. Nothing to save him for now.
Coach Schrader's in his defensive shoulder.
Oh my, Maple Grove able to hit it again. Knutson buries another. 4-point lead for the Crimson. Here's Keita at the edge of the lane. Ramadka on him. And they at least bluff the double coming down.
Yep, they're just showing themselves, making it hard to make that move.
Amotienbo to the middle, and it'll be a jump ball.
Wow.
Harney getting both hands in on it, and it's Maple Grove ball. I feel like this is the type of the game that's going to help both teams be ready for the playoffs too, isn't it? I mean, you're going to see a lot of important possessions down the stretch.
Definitely. And coaches will be able to figure some stuff out with it. And they probably will meet again in the playoffs. There's a good chance that's going to happen.
Yeah, right now, my unofficial seeding would probably have them as the 2 and 3 seeds. Oh, that's going to be a goaltend. Caden Harney with the layup, and Park Center, I think somebody's hand got caught in the net. Yeah, they didn't obviously block it on the rim up high, but that's what they're ruling, is that his hand went through the hoop there. I don't think he touched it, but playing by the letter of the law, if his hand's in that net when the ball's on the rim, I don't know though. I don't feel like in general that one would probably be called. Oh, Keita wasn't looking, and the pass hits him, and Maple Grove will get a gift steal there.
Park Center is probably going to need a timeout here if they don't get a transition bucket.
Caden Harney travel? No. Timeout Maple Grove. So an unfortunate one for Park Center and James Juarez, in that they weren't convinced that should have been a goaltend. And
seriously, I don't even know the rule. I mean, his hand didn't come all the way through the hoop up above the rim, but if he touched the net and affected the shot, that's what the ref thought maybe. But it is weird when you see a guy sticking 2 hands right to the bottom of the net, though. I haven't seen that one very often.
Yeah.
I have to ask my brother, who's a referee, if that's
I have seen that call, but usually when their hand is
touch the ball
closer to the rim, well, then definitely, then it would be no question. But usually it's up higher, like near the rim, where you plausibly could be impacting the ball, the ball. But I don't know on that one. I'm not saying it was a bad call, but
it just depends what the rule is.
Yeah, I think there have been times when that probably wouldn't have been called that way. But yeah, you see, there's his hand right through there.
Yeah, his hand got up over the rim. I didn't think he did.
Yeah.
The director saw it, though.
Yeah, and no hesitation out there, too. I mean, he was in the right spot to make that call. So I'm sure Park Center doesn't like it, but might have been the right call.
And you just got to forget about that if you're Coach Ware. You guys got stuff you got to do, and I'm sure he did once he got in the timeout.
Yeah, absolutely. Maple Grove, shot clock winding down here. See if they realize it. Caden Harney bumped on the drive, bailed out as Keita got there just a step late. It was going to be a really tough late shot clock attempt there.
Maple Grove guys are really schooled in just driving hard, getting that little seam, and drawing the foul. I mean, it's tough to avoid that foul right there. It's really good offense, individual offense.
So Harney got that basket on the goaltend and now gets a free throw. And little things like this will help him kind of get reacclimated. Coach Roeder was saying that, coming back off that injury such late time in the season, that Caden's been a little bit frustrated. His wind isn't there yet, and gets 1 out of 2. So a 7-point lead for Maple Grove. Boy, this has been a game of runs. Park Center late first half built their lead to 11. And now Maple Grove looking to close the second half strong. Keita gets a little space, no good, but he was fouled. Ramadka raising his hand. He knew that he had fouled him, and I think he felt it was a good foul to take there. And not that he, wants to pick up a foul, but.
Yeah, but no free ice cream, right? And they haven't been making their free throws the second half. That's hurt them here down the stretch.
4th foul on Ramadka, who's had a really nice night. It is late in the game, but you just assume they don't lose him.
I want to see Park Center pick up some pressure here if they can make these free throws and try to create some chaos out there.
Keita makes the first after he went 0 for 1 at the line last time around. So they're back within 6 and now a chance to make it 5. And you got to remember to block out here, too. A couple of pretty athletic guys in that first spot for Park Center. Keita makes a pair. And now they will come with pressure. 5-point Maple Grove lead. Still a lot of time to go, though, about 2:20.
Trying to run some kind of zone press, but some guys are lost.
Keegan Harney giving it to Knutson. Oh, and he lost the handle on it, and it's going to be an over and back if it's picked up here, and it is. There's when I talked about earlier about that one-hand pass off the bounce.
Yeah.
I think Harney was hoping he could bait them into touching the ball, which would then give him an opportunity to pick it up. But obviously you don't want to let them get a layup out of it either, so he did the right thing there.
Maple Grove's only given up 14 points in this whole half, and it's been a great defensive half for them.
12, actually.
Oh, they had 42? I thought they had 40. Wow.
Keita no good. Caden Harney with the rebound. Solid defensive effort there by the Crimson and a big stop. Minute 45 to go. Here's where you want to take care of the ball if you're Maple Grove. You know, you hope to get a good shot late here, but really using time is even almost more important.
Luckily, we have the shot clock, so they can't stall at the last minute. I think it's a much more entertaining game because of the shot clock, and you don't need to foul. 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Keita will pick up his third, and so free throws upcoming for Harney.
And that's another thing you can learn at the end of these games, right? Playing with the shot clock, you got to have poise. You're only down 5. You force a bad shot there with a minute and 10 left. You have the ball, you can make it a 1-possession game. But you foul them, they're probably going to make the free throws, and it's going to be a 3-possession game maybe.
Keegan Harney makes the first. He'll get one more here.
A lot of times in this situation, if you're Park Center, if you just get the ball and go, Maple Grove's going to be afraid to foul, and you can get a quick one. But you got to get it out and go really fast.
Harney, couple of clutch free throws there for the Crimson, and their lead back to 7.
Try a horn set here. A little high-low action.
Keita looking inside. Good job fronting, though, by Ramadka. They try to go to Modiimbo, but Ann got a piece of it, and then Ramadka grabbed it. Big turnover there. Maple Grove in good position now, up 7 with a minute to go. And there's a reach-in foul on Keita.
Yeah, at this point now you have to foul, so he's upset with the foul call, but you need to do that. You got to play the foul game now. Down 3 possessions with less than a minute to go. Just got to hope they miss.
Knutson to the free throw line here for the Crimson. 1 out of 2 at the stripe tonight. No good, and we're going to get a foul on Maple Grove on the rebound on the push. Caden Harney. Not a foul they wanted to take.
Anything can happen. I mean, come down here and hit a 3, get a steal.
Be 2 shots at the other end here. It's Jensen that'll go to the line.
Yeah, what a big turn of events there.
Yeah, you give Park Center a chance to score with the clock stopped here.
Yeah, and they didn't even have to dribble up the court.
But you got to make the free throw, and they didn't on the first.
Yeah, free throws have been hurting them.
Second one is good, so 6-point lead. Mills coming back in for Park Center.
And Mills is a great on-ball defender. Trying to deny the inbounds.
They get it to Harney, and then Knutson back for Harney. Double comes. Ooh, he just got it to Knutson and just into the front court, and then fouled by Mills. Got a little dicey for a moment for Maple Grove, but they do get it into the front court and take the foul.
Maple Grove's got some nice length so they can see over those traps. And they got guys with good hands, and they're well coached.
You kind of wanted the ball in Harney's hands, but I thought maybe going backward with it there wasn't really the right idea to make there, but Knutson makes the free throw.
Yeah, I guess maybe he's just reading the play, but that's where you try to get your defense to go. If they make a pass backward, you got to go get it.
Knutson, 1 out of 2, kept alive there, but the Pirates will get it down 7. Don't need a 3 here, but and there's a steal by Ann. Ann all the way for the layup. Big basket there. Ann's been pretty quiet tonight, but he makes a big play right there. And then he knocks it loose again. Almost had another steal.
Exclamation point on the great defensive half that Maple Grove came up with this second half.
Runner in the lane wouldn't go. Omodiimbo had it, and then he was fouled.
And Maple Grove looks like a different team on defense. Definitely got coach got into them a little bit at halftime and encouraged them to play with more energy and enthusiasm, and they had a little bit better game plan, I think, in the post, and just overall we really played connected on defense.
Omodiimbo to the free throw line here, but Pirates down 9 with 18 to go. It would take quite a miracle now. Free throw no good.
And if Park Center made 80% of their free throws, this would probably be a 1 or 2 possession game, but it's been a struggle for them.
Second one is good, so 8-point lead. Harney, we got a timeout call here. 14.7 to go and a timeout taken here with the Crimson trying to look for the season sweep against Park Center. And obviously in real recent years, that hasn't been happening very often against Park Center for anyone to win twice against them in the same season. So
that's true. I forgot about that. I mean, they've been like a dynasty here recently, and a lot of Division I players, and good coaching, and they won a state championship. They've been going to state a lot, so definitely not as good as those teams. But the way they played that first half has got to be encouraging to Coach Ware, and just got to try to replicate that as much as they can.
Yeah, and if you're Maple Grove, it's, to a certain extent the opposite. First half was not to their liking overall, especially defensively, and then second half played well, and they've made some good plays down the stretch here, I feel like, too, taking care of the ball pretty well for the most part, and, making free throws certainly has been a factor for them as well.
Yeah, these are the kind of timeouts up 8 with 14 seconds left that Diane Miller, who's the coach's wife, would get very frustrated with. Come on, Nick. He's being extra cautious. But he's probably got something he's going to teach him with not fouling and how you're going to guard and that kind of thing, pretending maybe the game isn't 8 points with 14 seconds left.
Caden Harney inbounding here. And going to throw it long to Ann. He does a nice job coming back to get it, and then is fouled by Caldwell.
So there you go. They got to practice getting the ball in against high pressure, which is something you might have to do in a one-possession game, and they went deep. I always like going deep on those kind of things, especially in like a 2 or 3 point game. No one thinks you're going to do it.
And the other thing, too, especially when you're throwing it in from the sideline, is obviously you don't want to turn it over to, but if you do, they've got a long way to come back with the ball there, too.
True.
It's much better than turning it over going the other direction toward their basket.
Now you got that on film. When you watch on film the next day, and you can make that a teaching point if you haven't already.
And gets 1 out of 2 there, so 9-point game as Keita comes into the front court. For a corner 3 there, wouldn't go for Jacobs. Here's Omodiimbo, 1 more basket for him, but it's not going to be enough as Maple Grove rallies in the second half after trailing by 11 at halftime, and the Crimson will win their 10th game of the season as they take a W here, 65-58. But as we talked about, a much different game than the first time around. I mean, Park Center is not like a moral victory or anything like that, but they definitely played a whole lot better than, showed where they've come from that December meeting.
Yeah, I think they're functioning as a team really well. Guys are accepting their roles on Park Center. The second half, Maple Grove's got to be really happy that, hey, you're down like that, and you're sick, and you could, some guys with illness, and you make the gutsy comeback and really clamp down on defense. So both teams have some things to be happy about. Obviously, Park Center, they're not liking a loss at all, but they did definitely play better than the first time they played each other.
21 for Keita, 19 for Omodiimbo for Park Center, 18 for Knutson to lead the way, and a dozen apiece for Keegan Harney and Romatka. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's action here on CCX Sports. We've got Northwest Suburban Boys basketball coming up next Monday, too. We'll be over at Osseo. Final in this one, Maple Grove 65 and Park Center 58. For Greg Miller and our great CCX crew, MJ Wilcox, good night from Maple Grove.